Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 33 in the book of Ephesians. I'm going to title today, You Have 42 Days Left. And the reason I've titled that is because that was what a doctor told my mother a number of years ago. So I want to get to that story after I get to a little bit of introduction. Then I'm going to read the passage. Then I'm going to tell you the story. So we're in the section where Paul is encouraging the Ephesians to walk carefully. Yesterday we said walk lookingly, that is aware and awake and wisely. And today he's going to change the focus a little bit and say walk urgently, on task, on purpose, not in a hurried way, but being aware of the limits of time. That's where we get the title today. You have 42 days left on the planet, that is. So we're going to put into the equation of the spiritual walk the reality of the clock, the reality of time, and specifically limited time. And then we're going to ask, how does that change the urgency if you know that your days are numbered? And the big question would be, what would you change if you knew the number of your days? So here's the passage. This is from Ephesians chapter 5. I'm going to start in verse 15 from yesterday. Look carefully. Walk lookingly, that's where we got that. Look carefully, then, how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise. And then here's the concept for today. Making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is. And do not get drunk with wine, for that's debauchery, but be filled with the Spirit, addressing one another with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody to the Lord with your heart, giving thanks always for everything to God the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. All right, so here's the story. So a number of years ago, my mother got this cancer, and it went to her brain. And we asked the oncologist, we said, look, we're not going to hold you to this, but how long does she have left? And kind of pushed him a little bit. And sure enough, he told us. And he said that she has 6 weeks to live, which is 42 days. And so from that moment on, my mother lived in a very unique chapter of human history. And of all the days on this planet that have been lived, knowing how long you're going to live, it's a very small percentage of time. Very few people have lived knowing with such specificity, and the doctor was 100% accurate, by the way, how long they had left. Now, we all, 100% of us, know that we have limited time, but the specificity of this time changed everything. So what would happen if you knew how much time we had left? Well, I watched a person live like that when they knew exactly how much time they had left. And of course, it changed everything. It changed what kind of relationship she had with people. People became more important. It changed the relationship to God. It changed the relationship to stuff, changed the relationship to activity, and it changed the relationship to words. So people became more important. God became more present. Stuff became more perishable. Activities became more poignant, and words became more precious. So the passage today, let me remind you, it says to make the best use of the time. So we all use time, and we're going to see some examples here today, specifically with being drunk. It's a bad use of time, and he's saying there's sort of bad, good, better, and best, and he says let's use our time in the best way possible. So knowing that the days are limited, obviously focuses the attention as nothing else could. So walk as if you had a known number, 10,042 days left. Or maybe your days left are 1,042 days left. Or maybe you're one where you have 42 days left. It certainly focuses the attention. Yes, the days are still evil, and he says, walk soberly because of all this. Walk soberly. Don't be controlled by wine. Don't waste the day under the control of something that has captured you. Rather do this. Capture the limited days that we have under the control of the one who walks with me. So allow the Spirit into every corner of our life. Allow the Spirit into every corner. Imagine if you would say, I allow the Spirit into every corner of my life except my driving, or except my words, or I allow the Spirit except for sexual purity, or except for my anger, or except for my history, how I deal with my history, or except for my habits. No, what he's saying is allow the Spirit to be 100% into all these corners. Now, I understand the theology, which is in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 13, that the Spirit is with us 100% at the day of salvation. But it also says here, be filled. It's almost like he's saying, yeah, I know that you're with me for all days, but this is saying be filled now. Help me now. Help me on this particular day. So let's talk about drunkenness, because that's what the passage talks about. It says to stop. If you're drinking to drunkenness, it says to stop it. If you're under control of alcohol or pot or heroin or whatever, it says to stop that. Rather be filled in every corner with the Spirit in an unimpeded way, so you can stay on task with the will of God, on course with the will of God, and let it change everything, your enjoyment, your words, everything, because your time is limited. So walk as if your time is limited. Let's walk today as if we had 42 days left. Let it change what comes out of our mouth. Let it change our spiritual melodiousness. Let us change our thankfulness. That's one of the things he says here. So we are supposed to live under the control of the Spirit. Fill me now. Be filled with the Spirit. The urgency is to help me now. Help me to make the best use of my time. Help me to make the best use of my tongue. Help me to make the best use of my attitude towards God. Help me in my relationship with people. Help me in my activities, and help me with these words that come out of my mouth. May they be words of praise. May they be words of thanks. So let's live as my mother did, and did a wonderful job, by the way. Let's all live as if we have a limited amount of time, and let's even put what she had to live with, which you have 42 days left. Thanks for listening.